This is a video of how to paint ghouls, Age of Sigmar warhammer Crypt Ghouls, easily and quickly. Good morrow, this is 60 Goblins and 1 brush with another painting video. One of you asked how to paint Crypt Ghouls. If you play Flesh Eater Chords, you probably will have 40, 50 or 60 or more of these ghouls. So there's a necessity to learn how to paint them very quickly and efficiently and easily. And it's possible, and I will show you how. For some astounding reason, there's nothing new to report on Age of Sigmar right now. No new information. So let's do painting videos instead and advance our hobby this way. So I like the green version of the ghoul. You need for this Plaguebearers flesh, a contrast color. You can instead, if you like the purple reddish kind of ghoul, you can use Druchii violet or Magos purple or Carrburg Crimson. But let's try the green version first. You need to spray it in white or Wraithbone or Gracier. I used Wraithbone. And then you apply with a brush on the whole body the Plaguebearers contrast flesh. Try not to paint the bones and the hair. Everything else painted in green. Doesn't matter which brush you take, and you don't have to be too neat. Just cover it, and you probably need 2 coats. But while it is drying, we do something else. We do the base already. There's a very nice way to do the base easily. It's just a bit of drying time. Okay, first coat of Plaguebearers flesh contrast. Make sure to clean your brush well after using contrast colors. They can really glue up your brush. For the base, you can use Stirland Battlemire or Astrogranite Debris, or I like Mordant Earth. It's a crackle paint, a black crackle paint. You can use any other black crackle paint as well. Since I sprayed the model with Wraithbone, the floor, the ground is whitish. So if I use black crackle paint on top, it will look like this afterwards. Quite nice actually. Looks very Armageddon-like. The thing with Mordant Earth is you have to put on a lot, as much as possible. The more you put on, the more crackling you will get. You can just use a normal brush. You don't need a sculpting tool. The only trouble here is not to paint the model. Okay, once you're done with this, apply a second layer of Plaguebearers flesh. 1 is enough, but it looks better with 2. If you paint ghouls, paint a lot of them at once, at least 10. Then you can do, when you do these steps, when you're finished with the 10th, you can already start with the first one again, because the first one will be dry and so on. These small models like dwarves and goblins and scavens and ghouls, they're already a bit of a pain to paint because they're so tiny. I like to paint larger miniatures better. But this is the gift of the contrast colors. They're really worth a lot for this. Next I use Abaddon Black to paint the rim of the base, and then I let it dry for a while and move on to the next miniature. To kill some time, I want to show you 2 more experiments. I wanted to try a deep water coral reef water base. So it's not a sandy, shallow water base, but you know how you look on top of like Maldives or Seychelles kind of water. It's kind of light bluish, but you see some dark corally spots. That turned out quite well. It's very easy. I'll show you in another video. And the other thing I'm trying out is for the river trolls. It's not totally transparent yet. A river base. That will be very nice, I think. Okay, let's go on. So now the Plaguebearers flesh is dry, the Abaddon Black is dry, the Mordant Earth is not, but that's not to be expected. It will take a few hours, 4, 5, 6 hours to fully dry, sometimes even a whole day. Okay, now we neaten up with Wraith bone any hair or bones that we painted in green or black, including the spine. Spine is sticking out, the vertebrae, and the little scars on the back, on the sides, and all the little bone piercings that are stuck in the skin. Then you use Magos purple for the hair. The trouble with the contrast color, apart from the drying time and the danger for the brushes, is that they do not have, all of them do not have the same consistency. Magos purple is a bit liquid, so be sure not to use too much so that it doesn't pool and drip or flow into the green. Next step is you need skeleton Horde or Seraphim Sepia for the bones, all the bone parts. If there are any leather strips, use snakebite leather or Carrburg Earth shade. If there are any stones, just use Nuln Oil. But this, for example, there are some ghouls holding stones. You can also interpret it as a lump of meat. You can just use Flesh Terra's Red or something to make it look like meat. Then for the mouth, use Flesh Terra's Red or Carrburg Crimson. And the eyes, any kind of red, like Wild Rider Red or Mephistoin Red, just 2 little dots. If you haven't gotten the dot thing yet, if that's too difficult, just use Carrburg Crimson as well. The trick with the eyes is just use the tiniest amount of paint. Only on the tip of the brush or the tip of the bristles. And then steady yourself like this. And then just a dot on the eye. For the mouth, Carrburg Crimson is nice because it makes the mouth a little bit red, but still leaves the teeth white. Yeah. But for the eyes, it's nicer to have a little bit of an intense red. You can leave it red, or after the red is dry, you can use a little bit of Nuln Oil to darken the eyes. The only thing now that's missing is to paint anything that you cleaned up earlier, the green that is now white, to paint it again with Plaguebearers flesh, and then to paint the claws of the hands and feet. For the claws, use Incubite Darkness or Terradon Turquoise or Achillean Green. Now you don't have to do it, but my last step is to put some Nuln Oil on the eyes so that they appear darker. Put some on the nose and the ears as well, a little bit if you like. And that's it. Let's look at some pictures. Okay, see you soon with some more mushroom and water-based painting videos, and hopefully some news on the Lumineth and the Gargants, who knows. And thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, hit the bell button, and see you soon.